He loves these little quail feathers. Yeah. Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Just checking out the plane before we leave because the cleaners, it was a mess, the plane. The cleaner showed up 25 minutes after we started. We showed up to the gate. And then I overheard them saying, don't kill us. We did the best we could. But the plane looks pretty good. So, okay, so, hi. I got a 4-day trip. Flying to Louisville tonight. We'll get there tomorrow morning. They have a great breakfast there, so that'll be good. And then I have 25 hours off. Then day 3 of this trip, we have 3 legs. I have no idea where we're going. We're ending up in Miami, and then the next day we have 1 leg back, I think. Now get back in Las Vegas by 9 a.m. So very happy, because all I want to do is go home and spend the next few days off with Buddy and Eleanor. I almost said Claire. All right, so I'm flying lead. I'm very excited. I was the most junior person on this trip. One person called out or dropped the trip, and then so the next person who's junior to me, which is very good, and the senior person is flying him back. So I get to fly lead, and you know I'm happier up in front than I am in the middle. So yay, it's a good start to a good trip, right? So I will see you in Louisville. Well, there's a cozy little view of my room. It's a very nice room here. The ceilings are like, I don't know, 18 feet high, pretty seriously high. And you can see over on the table there, I've got some of my Christmas sewing. I'm still sewing Jingle Bells on Buddy's Christmas stocking. It's gonna be like a whole month of sewing Jingle Bells. But, hi, good morning. We arrived in Louisville at 6 a.m., about 20 minutes early. And then I figured, oh, we're going to be in the hotel lickety-split. You know, we had 78 people on board, so deplaning was a breeze. Well, the hotel shuttle never showed up. And it's like 35 degrees. We're all freezing. I have my work trench, but I didn't have anything on my ears, which got very cold. My hands were cold. And we couldn't get in touch with the hotel. It just kept circulating through a voicemail. It's very frustrating. But thankfully we had a captain who took care of us very nicely. He ordered an Uber XL, and somehow we managed to fit 5 flight crew or cabin crew and all their luggage in this one vehicle. And he was very kind, the driver, and he dropped us off here at the hotel. So we got here to the room probably almost an hour after we should have been here, but I'm here, so it's good. Breakfast was amazing as usual. I had an omelet, some potatoes, some bacon, some yogurt, a bagel. I know, I ate for 4 people. So I just got in my room a little while ago, took all my clothes off, and I'm watching Good Morning America for a few minutes until I get really tired. I'm a little drowsy, but not super tired. I only want to sleep for like 3 hours max so that I can sleep later on tonight. We have a 6:49 a.m. show, which is a very strange time, but the company said it, so I'm not going to worry about it. So there you go. That's my day so far. I will see you later. I'm not sure if I'm leaving my room, but I'll bring you along if I do. Bye. Well, I did in fact leave the room, but for about 3 minutes. I went down to the CVS that's attached to the building just to buy some iced tea and some snacks and a Monster for tomorrow morning, because it's not the earliest show, but it's an early morning show. So that was my entire excursion for the day. I'm watching a lot of HGTV, doing a little sewing, and heating some food up. So that's my whole layover. Yay! Very relaxing. All right, so I think my food is heated up. Oh yeah. It's hot, hot, hot. So inside here, I'm sorry it's so dark. Inside here, I've got some roast chicken I made in my Instant Pot. And then underneath is some spaghetti with garlic and mini tomatoes. And on the bottom of that is some steamed asparagus. So I'm going to mix all this up and manja. I can't even tell you how long it took me to finish this stocking. This is going to be Eleanor's for this year. I might make a new one next year because I'm not really happy with this one. But this is going to be her stocking this year. And it's just a little piece of like eyelet lace, doily, kind of whatever material. But that is going to be her stocking this year. Finally finished sewing jingle bells on Buddy's Christmas stocking. If you haven't seen the fabric, look how cute this is. But I sewed like, I have no idea how many jingle bells are on here. I kind of did the jingle bells because it's festive, but it's also loud. Buddy is very loud. He's very vocal. So I thought the bells were appropriate. But this is going to be Buddy's Christmas stocking this year. And my next stocking is going to be Claire's because I'm still going to make her a Christmas stocking. I have the perfect fabric picked out, and I'll make that later on this month. Hey guys, good morning. So we're in Orlando. I know I usually say a little something before we take off, but it was rush. The van time was set for us. We only had like a half hour to get from a hotel to our gate, so it was run. We got there on time though, so that was good. We had 103 passengers today. They were wonderful, just wonderful, great passengers. Our chaser was a lot of fun today, so it was a nice flight. Our flight crew's awesome, and we're with them all day, so that's good. Today we're flying from Louisville to Orlando, where we are now, and then we have like a 10-minute sit before we start boarding. Then we fly to Cleveland, and then we fly to Miami. We only have like 12 hours in Miami, so I'm not even leaving the hotel, but yep, that's today. So far, so good. 1 down, 2 to go. Hey guys, hi. So we made it to Miami. I don't even know if I got to talk to you the last leg or not, but the flight to, where were we? Cleveland? I don't even know where we were just now. The flight to there, we had 110 people on board. Really nice flight, lovely people. And then we just flew here to Miami. We had a full boat, a couple open seats in the end, but it was pretty full. Really nice people, amazing people. Pardon me looking around. I'm looking to see if I can find our flight crew. They're also joining us at this hotel. But they're not here, and usually pilots are like the first off the plane, but like we've been here waiting for like 15 minutes and they still haven't shown up, so I'm a little worried about them. We're also waiting for the shuttle, which is taking forever. It's 80 degrees and I'm dressed in a lot of clothes. So yeah, I'll see you at the hotel. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Miami. Isn't that a song? Welcome to Miami. Yeah, what a long day. Oh my goodness. So we had an early morning show in Louisville, flew to Orlando, Cleveland, and then Miami. And just a very long day. No breaks. The flights were all long enough where we could actually do our job and like get service done and stuff like that, but not a lot of real break time, not a lot of sit down and relax time. Then we got to Miami finally. And I'll tell you, this was the worst experience I've had in 4.5 years in just getting to a hotel. The information on the app that we use, Flight Crew View, matched the information that the woman at the front desk gave us over the phone. We had to wait at a certain spot. Well, we waited there for maybe a half hour. It's 80 degrees. We're all wearing all of our uniform clothes. You know, it's very hot, very humid. We've been working all day long, and the shuttle just didn't show up, so we called again. And they said, oh no, you're waiting in the wrong spot. Well, you told us to wait in this spot. Now we have to find this other spot, which we don't know where it is. And we finally get there. No show. So I call them on the phone, and I talk to a woman at the front desk, and she says, well, let me transfer you to my manager. I'm sorry, this is a long story. I end up being a Karen warning in this story. She transfers me to the manager. The manager answers the phone and goes, hold on, puts me on hold. 23 minutes later, I hang up. She hadn't gotten back to us. In this 23 minutes, we got really tired of waiting. I asked my coworker to look at Uber. Well, first, copy the address for the hotel, go into Uber, see how much an Uber will cost. It's like a 5-minute drive. An Uber XL was $12.60-something. So I said, do me a favor, copy the address, pop it in Uber, order the Uber XL, I'll pay you, because it was my decision that we were taking an Uber. So I gave her some cash. The Uber driver showed up in like 6 minutes, and he was a master at managing our luggage. He must have handled a lot of flight attendants because he knew how to disconnect our J-hooks from the suitcases, and he threw them all in the car, and he drove us here, and I went to the front desk. I got our keys and made sure that that was all done. Set up our pickup time at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I asked to speak to the manager. And I didn't get loud, I didn't get angry, but it was clear that I was very discouraged and disappointed. I actually had to show her, I wanted to show her the flight crew view, what we have in the edit section where we communicate with each other on what happens in the hotel. And I read to her the description of how inconsistent, how unreliable, and how where there's a total lack of communication. And I said, you know, this is what we as a group of flight attendants have experienced with your hotel. As a manager, as a person in sales, as I have been, there's clearly a problem, you know. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, I understand that that's the polite way to respond to this situation, but there's clearly a problem. Well, I'll talk to sales, because I guess they're involved in shuttles. I don't know. But I said, you know, there's clearly a problem. I am upset after having to work all day long with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of passengers with a day with no real break. All we wanted was to get to our hotel room, you know, and I was like, I'm just very disappointed. And I didn't demand anything, and I tried to be as respectful as I could be, but as upset as I was. Mind you, I don't want to paint a bad picture of my company, of course, but it was just, yeah, it was an experience. So I wasn't quite a Karen, but I was almost a Karen. All I was missing was the haircut, honestly. But yeah, that's been the most interesting that happened all day, unfortunately. But now I'm in my room. I ate a lot of macaroni and cheese. I watched the end of the Bill and Ted's Face the Music, whatever that movie was. It was cute. And now it is 8:16. My pickup time is at 6, so I have to wake up by 5. That gives me a couple hours to like relax and decompress. And, oh, I hate my hotel room. Oh my God, this is the worst hotel room. Well, first, you can see by the art on the wall, this is like the caliber of place we stay in here. Let me just show you the curtains. Yeah, I'm not doing a whole room tour because honestly, it will make you nauseous. It's that bad. But let me just show you the curtains. Wait till you see this. Hold on. I mean, look at that. I mean, truly horrific. And the rest of the room isn't any better. It's just all the stress to get here, and it's this, you know. I digress. All right, so I'm going to just let this all go. The day is over, and a new one will begin tomorrow, and I'm going home. I'll be home by 9 o'clock in the morning. How exciting is that? So I will see you at the airport tomorrow morning. All right, have a good night. Hey guys, hi. So I'm in Miami. I'm at the airport. I got no sleep last night. The elevator was like a blender in my room the whole night. It didn't stop. It didn't stop. I got a couple of naps in, but I didn't get to sleep. I didn't get to sleep. So we got to the airport. Complain. Sorry. Got to the airport. This is real life. That's what happens. Got to the airport. One of my coworkers was randomed. I wasn't, thank goodness. But they held her back forever. We finally got to the gate just in time for check-in. They moved our gate to 10 from 4, so we had to walk a little bit. But we checked in, looking at flight crew view, and our plane isn't here. It's delayed. And there's a little space bar to say that it's like en route, but it won't tell us how far away or how long the flight's going to be, which is weird. That's a little strange. And so we sit down, we're waiting. The captain comes over and says, I have good news and bad news. You know, like the plane's on its way, but it didn't have enough fuel. So it had to go back to Montego Bay from wherever it was to be refueled. And then it's going to come on its way here to Miami. And then we can fly across the country to Las Vegas. So I was going to be home by 9 o'clock in the morning. Now I have no idea. No idea. So I successfully found a McDonald's. I'm going to get some coffee and some saturated fat. I'll feel better. And then we'll just camp out at the gates. We're booked at 175, 178 people. It'll probably take 4.5, maybe 5 hours. So, ta-da, gotta be a palm tree, right? All right, I will see you on the plane, hopefully. All right, cross your fingers. It gets better and better and better. So, yeah, they were gonna try and do a tail swap to get us a different plane to work this trip. Because it's a lot of people going to Vegas on this flight. Oh, the sun. But yeah, no, we're waiting for the plane. It's in Melbourne, I guess, right now, which is in Florida somewhere. And so it should get here in another 50 minutes to an hour. But then they have to do security checks because it's coming in from an international destination. They have to deplane, and then they have to do a security search, and then they have to clean. So, and then we have to board. So I don't know when I'm getting home today, but I'm getting home today, so there's that. But so we have another like 2 hours in the airport. I'd rather have spent those 2 hours in my hotel room, even with the elevator sounds. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hello again. So it's almost 8:30. I just paid $3.55 for like a small coffee at Earl Sandwich, but I needed some caffeine. You know, didn't get to sleep last night, and then we have this delay at the airport, and then we have like a 4.5, 5 hour flight, so I need a little bit of caffeine, but still no word as to what's going on. Well, it's getting to the point where we have to hide from passengers right now, because that's going to Atlanta, and like 3 people, I walked over there just to see the plane, and like 3 people stopped me. I'm like, hey, hold up, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea, sir. I'm just waiting for a different city. But yeah, we're gonna have to start hiding from passengers. So they're a little upset. Hi again. It's 9:24 now. We're all getting kind of slap happy because, you know, we none of us really got to sleep. We all woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning, and yeah, this is a poop show. This is a poop show. So cross your fingers something happens soon, because I'm fading and I got a 5 hour flight ahead of me. Woo, boy. Good news, the plane just arrived. They have to deplane, which could take a while. And then they have to do the security search because it's coming in from an international destination. It's coming in from Santo Domingo originally. So we have to wait for all that. We'll see. Yeah, now we're seriously hiding because passengers, now they're looking around the corner looking for us. Because the gate agents, I don't know if she's hiding now too, but it's bad. All right, now it just gets easier and easier, better and better. Now, first off, I have to give it props to gate agents. I could never do their job. I would hang myself. For what they have to do out there right now with those passengers, I would never be able to do it. But then they come on the plane and they say things to me that are just patently unacceptable. And I'm like, what? The gate agent's like, we have no ice. You have no ice. We can't get you any ice. It's Miami. Doesn't Miami Airport have ice? Isn't this something that they do? I talked to the captain and had them talk to ops to get some ice. And the gate agent finally comes up and says, well, there is ice, but it's on the other side of the airport. And there's a pause as if she was inviting me to say, oh, well, I don't want to be a hassle. Well, I said, I need ice. So, just whatever. I know that to most of you who aren't flight attendants, that just sounds inconsequential. Like, oh, you don't have ice. To flight attendants, imagine a 5-hour flight with no ice, where your passengers have been sitting in the gate for 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we need ice. But, all right. So I gotta go. I think we're gonna board anyway. And I told her, I'm not leaving without ice. Well, if we have to, we have to. But I don't want to leave without ice. But blah, blah, blah. Ice, 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 baby. Oh, my God. Hi, guys. How are you? So I'm back in Las Vegas in my car. Thank goodness. I never thought it would happen. Oh, my goodness. So this wasn't the worst flight of my career. It was in the top 10, though. And, you know, the funny thing is, the weird thing is, none of it was the company's fault. That came out wrong. It's like, not that the company fails often, but none of it was the company's fault. None of it. And very little of it was passenger related. A couple issues. One potentially terrifying medical, which I'll tell you about when I get home, because I can't even talk about it right now. And when I talk about it later, if I really go into any detail, if I went to bullet points as to what was bad about that flight, it would sound so petty, but it was just a whole conglomerate of just bad timing. When I was little, I didn't get in trouble very often because I didn't do anything wrong. I was usually too afraid of my mother to do anything wrong. But when I did get in trouble and I got punished, like wickedly, my mother would always say, Stephen, it's the little things that add up. That's the problem. And, you know, so it's like I never really did anything wrong, but it's all the little tiny things that just built up to a boiling point. My mother would just lose it, you know, and go like Joan Crawford on me. Let me go get something to eat first because I'm like dizzy of hunger. And I'll tell you at home what happened on this flight. And I'll show you, I got a couple more cards and I got a couple mystery packages. So let's look at what those are too. But I need to eat something real quick. So I will see you back at the house. Hey guys, hi. So it's actually been a couple of days since I filmed anything for that trip. And I apologize for the lighting. I've got one little table lamp turned on its side to provide some lighting. It's a very dark hotel room in Columbus. But it's been a couple of days since I filmed anything for that trip that you've just watched. I don't remember anything really big happening on the trip. I think the most that happened was I got some sewing done in Louisville. I mean, that was about it. But of course, if you're a flight attendant, you know the last leg of the trip is where something's going to happen, right? So last leg of the trip is, it's one leg, Miami to Las Vegas. Super easy, super simple. The only word I can think of to describe that leg, though, is tedious. Oh, tedious. Again, I have the luxury of loving my job. I have the luxury of loving the company I work for. And I love most of our guests. 99.44% of the people that come on the plane are amazing. And that was true for this trip from Miami to Las Vegas. But now this could have become, it felt like it was a major medical. It turned out okay, but it was a little scary. I'm walking through the cabin and the call bell goes off at one of the rows, and it was a woman who was sitting against the window who wanted to go to the bathroom, but she couldn't wake up the guy who was sitting in the aisle seat for her to get out. She couldn't wake him up. And the guy's girlfriend couldn't wake him up. So they rang the call bell. I went over, and you know, it's like shake, 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 you know, sir, you know, would you mind? No response. Shake, shake, shake. And we were actually doing service. Shake, shake, shake. And his shoulder, and there's no response. And I kind of just tapped him on the face. Sir, you know, could you? Nothing. And I mean, nothing. It was scary. And instantly, I told my coworker, please secure the cart. And I was all ready to call the captain, get an AD, because the guy was just not responding. So I decided to give him one more little smack, you know, in the face, just to see, before I threw him on the ground and started doing chest compressions, you know. And ladies, you know when you really wanted to smack a guy? We've all been there. I gave him a smack. And I smack, like, sir, wake up. And his eye opens a little teeny bit. And I breathed a giant sigh of relief, and so did everyone around me, because he was literally that out of it. I looked down, and he had finished half a little miniature bottle of wine that we do not sell on the plane. And now, again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't know his history. His girlfriend wouldn't divulge much information. But on the way to Vegas from Miami, I suspect he may have been doing something recreational, if you get my drift, compounded by wine and maybe exhaustion. I don't know. But this guy was this close to having chest compressions, because I saw no signs of life, and he was not reacting at all. So it was it was a little upsetting, honestly. So once I gave him some water, I gave him some chips, I gave him instructions on to finish both of them. His girlfriend's crying, she's a mess. Yeah, so calmed her down as well as I could, and we had to, you know, we resumed service after I was sure that he was going to be okay. He woke up a little bit. Yeah, so we were doing service. We had to go back past him to resume service, and he stopped us, and he was able to say, hey, can I get a couple shots? He wanted a couple shots, and I was like, sir, no, I'm so sorry, but in your condition, and with the fact that you've been consuming your own alcohol, and I tried to say this very quietly, I don't know how much you've already had, so I'm going to say no, unfortunately. And he got really upset and a little bit more, you know, animated, because he was angry that we weren't going to serve him more alcohol. I said, you know, jokingly, I said, well, you know, we're only about an hour away from Vegas, and there's plenty there, you know, so, but I'd like to have you, you know, keep you as safe as possible while you're on the plane. And he didn't seem to appreciate that, but everyone around him did, and I got a fair number of compliments as people were deplaning in terms of how we handled it. But I'll tell you, it was this close to me calling the captain and having a coworker grab an AED. AED is those little shock paddles that we would use in the event of someone, you know, showing no signs of life. Not something I ever want to do. But that was the very exciting end of a very boring trip. But blah blah blah. So I think that was really it. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. If it wasn't the most exciting, I do apologize. But I thank you very much for joining me on this trip, and I will see you in the next video, which I'm filming for because I'm not home, as you can see. I'm on another trip. So I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Fly safe. Bye.